Hey everybody, I wanted to take a quick moment to talk to you about Geotracker, which is something I use pretty much on a daily basis as an environmental consultant. Looking at the camera, sorry about my hair, I'm a little disheveled. 6-week-old baby, you know how it goes. Anyway, Geotracker, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of how I use it and some of the useful things you can do with it. I think it's fun to just kind of look around on and figure out sort of what's going on in your area. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just type in Geotracker into Google. Right here, the first thing, geotracker.waterboards.california.gov. It takes you to this search bar. So from here, you can type in an address, you can type in a city, you can type in whatever you want. Let's just do Cabrillo College. So we're going to search that. And it's going to bring up Cabrillo College, 6500 SoCal Avenue. That's our spot. I don't really like night mode. It's kind of dark, so I prefer the map to lighten it up a little bit. It makes it easier to see the structures and other things around. So if we're looking here, we can see what it has open for us. Lust, which is a leaking underground storage cleanup site. Leaking underground storage tank is a Lust. Cleanup program sites, that's an ongoing cleanup. Military cleanup sites, that's like a FUD site, formerly utilized defensive site. Military UST, military privatized sites, blah, blah, blah. You can see that Cabrillo's looking pretty good. There's nothing really around Cabrillo of interest. If we zoom out a little bit, we can start to see like over here, let's see, Chevron station, Lust cleanup. So at some point, case closed. At some point, that Chevron that's down the way from the school had a leaking underground storage tank discovered. Most do. At some point in every gas station's history, they put in tanks, in the 60s, 70s. They stayed underground for 20 years. And as they're getting service, they realize like, uh-oh, this tank's no longer maintaining pressure. So then they realized that there was likely a leak, a release, a case is opened up. Usually with fuel, it's not so bad. Fuel tends to degrade relatively quickly and doesn't travel very far. It's when you get into the photochemicals and dry cleaning solvents like PCE, TCE, things like that, where things get really nasty and can make huge plumes that travel very large distances. But you can see here, you can get a quick little status. So it was opened in 85, 2 months later it was closed. So this was obviously just a real quick cleanup. They found gasoline in the ground, and then they cleaned it up. So it was just in the soil. Gasoline was found in the soil here, and then they cleaned it up. So no big deal. So we'll click out of that and we'll go back over here. Look at this. This is a cleanup program site. So this is open. We can see by the green square that it's open. You can click on that and it shows you this. It's still open. It was open in 2019. They have arsenic, chlordane. So arsenic, which is a heavy metal, chlordane, which is a pesticide, lead. So insecticides, pesticides, herbicides, all in the soil. You can click on site maps and documents, which gives you sort of the full idea of what's going on at this site. So phase 1, environmental site assessment, that's when they go in and do a historical activity report on the property. And then they did a lot of different stockpile sampling. They did some soil excavations, had some stockpiles, soil results. So they found all that and extension request approval. So they're still trying to sort that out. But yeah, so this is something you can look around, click around and find different things. What I often do is because, like I said, oftentimes just because it's not on here doesn't mean there isn't a potential concern, right? You could be living right next to an underground storage tank or a permitted site and not even realize it. And if they haven't had any reason to test their tanks, or they have some sort of they've been avoiding regulation, there could be a release and you wouldn't know. So another thing that I like to look at is permitted USTs, land disposal sites, oil, gas sites. Yeah, so the most important, I think, is Permitted USTs, hazardous waste sites. So let's take a look here. And look, we got a couple more things pop up. We got one right here. That's just saying that at this gas station at the Chevron, they have permitted tanks, which shouldn't be a surprise. Here's AT&T California. They have underground storage tanks. They probably have a private gas pump that they fuel their trucks with. Even right here, look, Cabrillo College. They've got their own underground storage tank. It's probably for an emergency generator or something like that. If power goes out, generator kicks on, starts burning diesel fuel to power the college in the event of a power outage. So yeah, this is super useful. You can look all over Santa Cruz. You can see all of these little sites, all these little things that are going on. If it has a red box, it's a lust cleanup site. If it has an X through it, it's closed and it's been taken care of. But you can see that these are all over the place. And you know, it's kind of scary, kind of fun. You can kind of look through and see what's going on in your neck of the woods.